An Employable Meet Canada digital exclusive.
My name is Mark Wafer, and I'm a Tim Hortons franchisee in Scarborough, Ontario. In the last 22 years, in our 6 locations, we've hired 150 people with disabilities, all in meaningful and competitively paid positions. When we interview a person with a disability, quite often we don't know. Somebody who has applied for a job, we sit them down and they tell us they have a disability, or they may not. In fact, people are reluctant to self-identify as having a disability, and for good reason. Because if you do self-identify, quite often you're not going to that second interview, or there's a fear that you're not going to that second interview. If you're in a wheelchair, or you're blind, or you're deaf, it's obvious. And it's going to come up in the first interview. And so you're not just selling your skill. You're not just selling your education. You're not selling the fact that, hey, I'm a great guy, you need to hire me. No, you have to sell on what's going to be a benefit to that company. If that company hires you, how do they benefit? That's what they want to hear. Some years ago, we had a young man come to work with us who was quite challenged. He had a number of different disabilities, and he was quite challenged. He would not look at us, he would not look you in the eye, he would not speak. He started with us in October. By June, he was a completely different person. He would initiate conversations. He would look you in the eye when he was talking. He walked with purpose. He was asking people in the store if they would go and have lunch with him, if they would meet him on the weekend for a beer. He became a social butterfly with the customers. Having the job created so much confidence in that young man. This is what happens when you have a person with a disability get a job. They no longer have their moms and dads and brothers and sisters and teachers or job developers, or social service agencies and stakeholders sort of propping them up or making excuses for them or telling them what they'll never be able to do. Now they're in the workplace and they have a boss. And the boss has expectations. And that's when you see a person with a disability, in particular an intellectual disability, become the best they can be. That's when they thrive. When they get that paycheck and how much it means to them, that no longer are they taking from the system, but they're actually contributing to society. It's vitally important.
An AMI original production.
In partnership with Thomas Howe Associates. Visit ami.ca for more accessible media.